The Sandbox is so close to getting ready to their preseason launch, but the very first step is to get their NFT Marketplace going. Today, I'm going to show you all around the marketplace, how to get involved, and also how you can get in on this first sale. Are you ready? Well, hey there, crypto friends. Thanks again for joining me. So today we're talking all about the Sandbox and their very first initial market offering for their NFTs. This is a pretty big day and a big step in the right direction here for the Sandbox as we get ready for preseason 0, the initial launch of the game itself, where you'll be able to play a bunch of the game experiences. But before we get to that, obviously we have to have a great marketplace to be able to buy and sell these NFT assets that we can maybe earn while we're playing, or also be able as a creator to make some revenues off of selling your voxel based assets on the Sandbox marketplace. So today we're going to dive all into the marketplace, how it works, when it's launching, why you want to get involved on this initial sale with some of these limited assets that they're going to be offering here with the very first launch of this brand new marketplace. But before we get started, if you're not already a part of my community of stashers, you don't need a mustache to join. You just need to love learning about NFTs and crypto with the community, and you can sign up in my Telegram link below. All right, so let's go take a look at this marketplace, because this has been a long time coming, and I'm excited being a creator myself. Even though I'm not much of a voxel creator, I try every once in a while here and there, but I really love that this is a big stepping stone, and I love to see all the creative juices flowing for this first batch of NFTs that we're going to see here on this launch on March 30th. So let's go take a look at all the details, and then we'll go into the marketplace and I'll show you exactly how it works. So as it says right here, March 30th, this is going to be launching. It's going to be launching at 1 p.m. UTC, right? So that is going to be kind of early for me in the morning, but for the rest of you guys, it may be a little bit later. So this is, like I said, this is their initial offering. It's the beta for the marketplace. It's going to launch on the 30th, and it's they have a very select few people who are going to be helping to launch this, right? So these are artists that were already in the Artist Creators Fund. Sandbox has this whole fund set up for creators, and that you can apply to it, and they give you funding, they help you make assets, they guide you along the way, and they do that for both the game maker and also for creating assets too. So they've chosen a select few people to be the initial artists on the marketplace, people who have already been in the community for a long time, and you can see there's about 46 artists they've chosen, and about 107 NFTs total. And of course, you'll be able to use your sand to buy these, right? That is the currency of the Sandbox. So sand is what you have to use. It's not going to be USD based or ETH based, right? You will need some Ethereum in your wallet for fees. But besides that, sand is the way to go. So one of the big things too I want to put a spotlight here on is on how much the team actually gives back to the creators. So you can see that any NFT that these creators are selling, these artists are selling in the marketplace, they're getting 95%. 95% goes back to the artists, and then the rest of the 5% goes to finance more creators and artists in the game maker and creator funds, right? So a little bit is going back to the community, which is great, and being able to reinvest, and the rest is going directly to the artists. So here's a really, actually I like this video, so I want to show you guys this real quick, and we'll go on to the whole thing, but you can see it gives you a good idea of this. So there's different various categories. We're going to talk about that here in a second, but I like the beginning of that video. I want to show you guys get a little bit of that hype going, right? So this is kind of the first stage, obviously, with getting the marketplace up, and it is going to be in beta because there's still a lot of work to be done in the creation assets. That's voxel edit and also the game maker, right? So there's still a lot of things to be able to be done in those to be able to allow the most unique experiences and creative expression in those formats. So there's a lot of room there for improvement over the next couple of months before we get to this first preseason. But I wanted to actually roll down here so you guys could see some of the amazing artists that are behind this first drop. And so when I say drop, this is a significant drop. This will be the first time that artists are really gonna be able to sell on the Sandbox, and a lot of these are very limited, right? We've seen how limited assets in the Sandbox have appreciated in value significantly over time. I've been talking about the Sandbox for well over a year and a half now, almost, it's been at least a year and a half, almost 2 years. I'm an ambassador for the program, so I've gotten to see all of this amazing, work being done, both, in front of the camera and behind the camera, as it were. And so I think that this is a really big opportunity to start supporting some of these, community creators versus, maybe some of the other IPs that we really love, things like Atari or Care Bears or Smurfs or other things that have come in, right? But here is the full list of all of the artists you guys can see, and even some of the ones that you may know, like Kamaswazi, right? I was on the Sandbox stream just the other weekend with him, and we were working on one of my Secret Agent Stash voxel character designs, equipment designs actually, for my upcoming game in the Sandbox. And there's a ton. I mean, there's so many great people in this first batch. So definitely go ahead and check them out and see what more they're going to offer. But just kind of looking at the overall view, what the marketplace is about. It's broken down into a couple of different categories. So you have entities, which are essentially like things in the game. So they're NPCs, we'll say. So it's a attacker guy, like a predator or a prey, like they said, like a soldier or a healer. It's things like that, right? Different loot, landmarks. It's all those kinds of things that give your experience more life, right? And then you have equipment. It's actual things you put on your character, right, and can take them off. Equipment doesn't replace your underclothing or your underlook, right? And those are called wearables. And wearables basically change the look of your avatar, right? So you can see here the wearables are, change, and that's what you actually look like by default. And you could put armor or other things over the top of those. And the last category is art, and these are assets that maybe they're traditional artwork, sound, statues, things like decorations, right? Things that kind of help to fill out your space a little bit more. And the difference between entities and art is a little bit, I would say, a little blurred there, but not too crazy. I mean, I still think it's very well defined in that kind of sense. So, once again, we talked about, who can publish and mint on this marketplace. It's only for the approved creators right now. So let's go look at the marketplace, because that's what I really want to get into, because that's where the most fun is at, right? So here is the marketplace, and you can see I've already logged in here to the Sandbox. I got my sand ready, guys. I'm ready to go for this sale. The only thing I said it pains me is the fact that you have to pay these crazy Ethereum fees. It's not the Sandbox's fault, obviously. But that is going to be, I would say, a hurdle here for this initial launch. You got to have some hefty Ethereum there to pay some of these fees. But man, you can see the quality of all these pieces is incredibly high, and they're so diverse too. So when you look at like everything that is going on here, there's so many really cool things that you could be adding to your game. Like, oh, I love this Ludwig the Vampire. That's a pretty cool one. Armored Eagle, Cursed Pirate. You guys know I love pirates. And there's sort of like businessman. This is like the Wall Street bets guy, right? Holy Forest Stag. So there's a bunch of really cool assets and things here. Like, I love these ones, like Disco Gorilla, very cyberpunk feeling. So there's the creativity here. You can see tons of different swords, other assets for the game. A lot of people tend, I feel, to make a lot of what we call entities, right? So like, there's gladiator or dragons or things like that. Not as many people making, I see, equipment and some of these other things, like things that people really need, like little things like this, like pirate captain's desk. Like, that's perfect. These are the types of things I'm like, man, these are really going to go a long way. And you can see some of these are very expensive, but they're also very limited. So 5 of 5, and then you can see the different attributes. So if you're not familiar with the way that the attributes and things work, we'll actually go look at one here so you can see. And so what this is done is they've infused this with extra catalysts, and you can see it gives it certain properties here, power and defense. And this is a legendary one, right? There's only 5 of 5 available. And so when I talked earlier about there being a very good opportunity to get some of these really, really rare first edition, right? This is the first offering that they're going to have out here. I think that there's a lot of opportunity to grab some really cool things that you think people might want in the future. And so, like I said, I think a lot of people have focused on, things like this where they're, where they're like entities, they're animals, or bad guys you got to kill, or they're going to be, NPCs kind of running around. But to see cool things like this, like I said, this pirate desk that I was showing you guys, I'm gonna go down and look at this one. Really cool, you know, to see this. Like, that's pretty cool, man, because you can drop that in and it just creates this whole aesthetic for your game, and you know, versus just having more creatures or things in there too. So really love you know, what they've done here for things like this. So this one's a 10 of 10. And you know, when these creators make these, they are the ones that are essentially giving them these properties. It's not the game saying, you know, the Sandbox saying, oh, you have to do it a certain way. This is how you have to do it. There's a lot of freedom given into some of these things. And let's go look at art as a category. So you can see some more of the art things we're talking about, pieces of paintings. Look, here's the Curiosity rover. So there's so much creativity here. Tattered ship. Like, that's pretty awesome. This is only 10 of 10. I mean, look at this, guys. That's pretty sweet. You know I love pirates. I said it already. So there's a lot of depth here in the marketplace, and I think there's a lot of opportunity to be able to get some really unique assets and things that you may really love, right? And so definitely make sure you guys check out the Sandbox sale starting on the 30th of March. It's going to continue on, so you can always jump in. So if you're seeing this video after that, don't think, oh my gosh, I missed out. There's still going to be tons of assets on the store. Now, you may not get the legendary ones right away, but there's going to be a ton of other great ones and great supporters and the artists that you can support in this first initial sale for the Sandbox. So I hope you guys like that quick review of the Sandbox NFT Marketplace coming soon. Leave me a comment below if you have some suggestions on what I should be buying. Until next time, stash that crypto, friends.